Hello, I just want to take a few minutes and give you a quick rundown of the Liverpool Arsenal game if you did not happen to see it and happen to see just how great it was on one side and terrible on the other, depending on who you root for. But to get the good out of the way first, being a Liverpool fan, I'll go ahead and talk about Liverpool looked about as good as I've seen them look in a few years. To look at Arsenal and think that is perennially a top five, top six team, Liverpool looked fantastic. I mean, their energy was off the charts. I thought, honestly, the final was 4-0. I thought it could have really been 6 or 7, had a few more chances gone their way, and their energy was just, they looked like they were sprinting and Arsenal was walking. It just looked like a completely different game. And first things first, I will say, just to not beat up on Arsenal too bad, we'll go to the Liverpool side first, but Salah looked like a great acquisition coming over from Roma. I think he played a fantastic game. He scored a goal. His energy was great. He was up and down the field all game, never really looked fatigued. I thought he's going to be a great fit out there. To the point, didn't even really miss Coutinho out there. I mean, Coutinho hasn't played this year for Liverpool. It looks like he's not going to before he goes over to Barcelona once that's done. But I thought Salah was outstanding. I thought his energy was great. Jordan Henderson, he was all over the field. Jordan Henderson usually plays hard, but sometimes in kind of a clumsy way. But as the captain, he was all over the field. He made several takeaways. I mean, several steals when they weren't even looking. I mean, he was just sprinting at guys from behind, and they didn't even see him coming. He was just pickpocketing. He was fantastic. He distributed very well. I thought he played a great game. And Mane, I think Mane got his first full chance with no pressure of worrying about, do I need to distribute to Coutinho probably for the first time in quite a while. And I think he was unbelievable. His energy was great. He had a great shot from a really odd angle that he was able to put in the side netting on the right. I thought he was really good. And then Roberto Firmino, I mean, he looked great too. I mean, I say great, he looked really good. And after watching all these guys gel and play together, it looks like right now missing Coutinho may not be that big of a deal. It looks like their chemistry might just be that good if they can keep this up. The trouble with Liverpool, if you ever watch them play, is you see this one week, and then they had a draw with Watford, who's not very good just a week or two ago. So kind of bear that in mind here. But when Liverpool, if they can play up their potential, which we saw, that was great. And then I really felt like at keeper there was some, Karius kind of makes some weird decisions sometimes. He plays kind of lazy compared to Mignolet. Mignolet just sometimes doesn't look like he has all the tools that Karius does, but there was really no awkwardness there because their keeper was really not in use really almost the entire game. Arsenal made a few runs, but to the point where you didn't know if there was going to be a keeper controversy at Liverpool. Arsenal certainly did not do very well exploiting it. And then on the Arsenal side, I mean, this is pretty simple. They look like they just quit. When Liverpool blew it open, Arsenal looked like they just absolutely quit. I think Hector Bellerin was probably the only person literally running up and down the field trying to prevent any kind of more damage. Everybody else just kind of gave up. The striking wasn't very good. I thought for the most part they had their better firepower on the bench. I thought with Giroud, and they didn't bring them on until the 70th minute, really, until the game was over. Danny Welbeck did not play very good at all. He made a lot of clumsy challenges and spent most of the game complaining at the official. I did not think he played very good at all. And knowing these two teams the way they do, Liverpool will typically play very well against the top half, especially the top four. It's the rest of the league you have to worry about, oddly enough. Arsenal's kind of the opposite. Arsenal will do great against the top 16, 15 teams in the league, but once you get into that top four space, they tend to struggle, and they absolutely just quit, which kind of begs the question, will Arsene Wenger survive until the end of the year? Because I felt like watching that game, he was not inspiring anybody. He was as frozen as his players were. There's a couple times where he was frustrated, but he almost looked perplexed, just like, don't know what really to do. And Jurgen Klopp's over there, mean mugging it. He's yelling with it. He's as Jurgen Klopp usually is. He's got a lot of energy, but I thought Arsene Wenger he was very disinterested once that game got blown open, which there's really not much you can do. You only get 3 subs, but I don't think he's going to make it to the end of the year if that keeps up, because that was really bad, really hard to watch. And I don't know if you can really blame Peter Cech, the keeper, because Liverpool shot the ball so many times. And, Peter Cech is, I don't know how old he is, but he's got to be in his mid to upper 30s. And there's only so much you can do. I mean, he's a great positional keeper. He's going to be one of the probably all-time great keepers that's ever played in the EPL. But just really, the team just looks past it. It feels like they need some changes. If that keeps up, if they are able to maybe get past that and maybe try to do a better job, I mean, maybe they'll fix it. But that did not look very good at all. It looked really, really bad. Because if you look around the league, you take Man City, for example. Man City gets a late goal and wins in like the 96th minute. That's kind of what they do when their back's against the wall. Arsenal, if they're going to play like that when their back's against the wall, when they're down by a goal or two, and suddenly they're going to be down by 4 goals, and like I said, could have been worse. But Liverpool missed some good chances. Man, it's going to be a long season for Arsenal if they can't turn that around. But as a Liverpool fan, I was very excited to see them play that way. We'll see if they can keep it up. For now, I guess we'll see. Thank you.